Good Lord, I'm reviewing Conclave. That's all I could come up with. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight I saw Conclave. This film stars Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci and John Lithgow. What's it all about? Well, in the Roman Catholic Church, there's an assembly of cardinals that come together to elect a new pope. And in this particular instance, Cardinal Lawrence, who is played by Ralph Fiennes, is tasked with one of the world's most secretive and ancient acts, which is participating in the selection of the new pope after the current pope dies. So surrounded by a whole heap of powerful religious leaders in the halls of the Vatican, he soon uncovers that all is not quite what it seems in a trail of deep, dark secrets that could not only make it hard to find a pope, but shake the very foundations of the Roman Catholic Church. This film is directed by Edward Berger, who is the bloke who gave us All's Quiet on the Western Front. It is written by Peter Stranum from a book from Robert Harris. So, as I mentioned, this film stars Ralph Fiennes, John Lithgow, and Stanley Tucci, as well as a heap of other people. Isabella Rossellini is also in this one as well. Volker Bertelmann, I think that's how you pronounce his name, did the score for this. He was also the bloke that did the score for All's Quiet on the Western Front and actually won an Academy Award for it, as did the director Edward Berger. So the music in this is great. The direction in this is beautiful. It looks amazing. The cinematography is fantastic. The sound design on this is great. You have lots of moments where there is no score. There's just a very big space, which is quiet, and then just little things like door handles closing and people walking. It sounds ridiculous, but it is actually quite tense. Just those little sound things. And what Ralph Fiennes does, and he is amazing in this film, by the way, it's just little things like his breathing becoming really hampered in this film. Like he's having a real trouble trying to breathe because of all the stress that he's under. Stanley Tucci is great. He's not in it a lot, but the scenes that he is in are really, really good. And John Lithgow, I'm sorry, every time I look at that bloke, I just think Cliffhanger or, Raising Cain or anything like that. I just think you're a big, nasty piece of work, and I don't think I'd ever trust John Lithgow. I'm sure he's fine. Harry and the Hendersons, right? He was fine in that, but I just don't trust him. So, for me, he's always a bit of an evil one. Is he evil in this? I guess you're going to have to see the film to find out. But this film is really fascinating in the way that it breaks down a lot of the ancient activities that happen within this conclave, to anoint this new pope. And what happens when a pope dies, what happens with his ring, what happens with his body, what happens with the room in which he died, the seals, there's just so much interesting stuff. And even the voting process in this, I mean, it all sounds pretty boring, but it's actually fascinating, and particularly the way that it is shot and the way that it's acted. It's extremely tense, the voting protocols in this, and who would have thought the voting would be this tense? It's kind of right up there with a federal election or a nationwide election. It really sets the tone for being quite intense. Who's going to be elected, how much they're going to have to go through this conclave, how, what secrets are going to come out, what's going to be fine, what's not, what are the little things that people say, what's the secrets that people have, all of this stuff, how imperfect is perfect enough, all of those little things to think about when they're electing a religious leader. So this is quite tense stuff. It sounds like it could be very boring, but it is very intense, and great performances by every single cast member. Everyone is great in this. This film has a very interesting twist at the end that I did not see coming at all. A lot leads up to it, and then the reveal is quite surprising. Um, did I like it? I mean, it prompts a lot of discussion afterwards, and I think if you're at all religious, or even if you're not religious, I think it will still formalize a really great dinner conversation. So I'd say watch this in the afternoon, go and have dinner with all the people you go and saw it with, and then spend the rest of dinner having a chat about this film and the twist and your thoughts and feelings on it. Now, you will be talking about religion, so just be aware of that. But it's very, very fascinating. So if you are a fan of um, really intelligent adult thrillers, I'd say Conclave is definitely the film for you. It's really well scripted, really well written, and it's got some very interesting things to say about religion, the church, and as I mentioned, how imperfect is perfect enough. I think that's kind of almost the message. So, yeah, this film, Conclave, I'd probably give it a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really, really good. And yeah, I'm sure there should be some awards contingents. I'm pretty sure the writer has already been nominated, or has already won a Golden Globe. I'm sure there's going to be nominations for the Academy Awards. I really do hope that Ralph Fiennes gets a nomination, because he is absolutely fantastic in this. It's not a showy performance. It's a very understated, but it's those little moves that he makes and little things that he does as part of his character that really make it amazing. So if you get a chance, go and see Conclave. It's great. That's it from me for tonight. Please tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dogs, tell your cats, tell your neighbors' cats, tell your neighbors' dogs. Tell your neighbors axolotls if they've got one. I do. His name is Chicken Tikka. And that is it for me for tonight. So I look forward to catching up with you all next time here in my car, where I'm not casting any votes. Okay, good night.